Jeff Cavaliere from Athlean X says you don't need to stretch anymore. Just do full range of motion strength training. But can we really bid farewell to traditional stretching? Is strength training all you need to stay limber? In today's video, I'm going to show you why this idea is mostly wrong. And I'll teach you what to do instead, so you can be strong, flexible, and time efficient. Stay tuned. So you've heard the buzz about full range of motion strength training skyrocketing your flexibility, and you're ready to jump on the bandwagon. But, my wannabe flexible friend, let's pause for a moment. While this strategy may work for some, it isn't a one-size-fits-all solution. First of all, ask yourself a simple question. Does full range of motion strength training really give me the best stretch? Or is it just an okay stretch? Let's flex our mental muscles and compare two different stretching positions, shall we? First, try the bottom position of a push-up to stretch your chest. Then compare that with a pec stretch on a bar. Quite a difference, huh? Now hang from some rings or TRX handles and compare that with a band-assisted lat stretch. A wee bit different, no? Ah, the sweet sensation of targeted stretching. Now, if those two exercises didn't make it immediately obvious, not all stretches are created equal. This is why you can't rely solely on strength exercises for your stretching. They're just not the same as traditional stretches. Now, one of the main points in the Athlean X video was that you're not stretching anyway, because supposedly you don't have time. So your best bet is to just hold the end range positions and at least you get some stretching benefit. But is that really the only option? Or is there a better approach for the time-sensitive guy or gal? Now get ready, because this is a mind-bending flexibility hack. It's called the almighty superset. The superset is like combining the powers of stretching and strength training into one. This dynamic duo gives you the best of both worlds. The outcome is kind of like what would happen if Thor and Gumby had a baby. Ugh, on second thought, let's not think about that. So here's how you can apply this into your own training. Step 1, after performing a dumbbell row, do step 2, which is a simple pec stretch on a bench. Boom, you see how easy that was? Or for your lower body, instead of hanging out in the bottom of your squat to get a stretch, just superset your squat with a quick seated glute stretch. Easy peasy. This is the most efficient and effective way to gain strength and flexibility simultaneously, by choosing the best tool for the job. Now, who says you can't multitask like a flexibility wizard? So now you've proven to yourself that there is a better approach to gaining strength and flexibility simultaneously. And it'll work for 90% of people. But what about athletes who need even more flexibility? Ah, the plot thickens. This is especially where the Athlean X just hold the end range approach really falls short. While full range of motion strength training might work for some people who don't need much range of motion gains, we have to acknowledge that it's not a golden ticket for everyone, especially athletes like martial artists, dancers, and gymnasts. For example, imagine waltzing up to Christopher Summer, the esteemed former US national team gymnastics coach, and declaring to him boldly, "Hey coach, good news, your elite gymnast can bid farewell to stretching. Just embrace full range of motion strength training." You might want to brace yourself for a slap, or at least an epic eye roll from the esteemed coach. Or imagine walking up and telling Chuck Norris that he no longer needs to stretch to throw his patented roundhouse kick to the face. If you want to take that risk, don't say that I didn't warn you. The point is this: certain athletes like dancers, gymnasts, and martial artists require more flexibility for their craft. So telling them to just hold the end range during all their strength training isn't really going to cut it. And furthermore, setting aside the elite athletes, even the average stiff guy office worker is so inflexible that full range of motion only is not going to cut it for him either. In fact, in my 14+ years working both as a strength coach and a flexibility teacher, one thing has become crystal clear. The average guy or gal needs stretching and mobility work to even be able to get into safe biomechanical positions. Period. So telling that stiff person to just do full range of motion strength training is already a non-starter. They simply can't. Okay, so here's the bottom line wrapped up in a flexible bow for you. If you want a mere taste of flexibility, full range of motion strength training and holding the end range positions may suffice. But for those who need more, which is the majority of you, you need to think bigger, better, and bendier. That's where these flexibility and strength supersets come into play. This is the superhero solution that gives you the best of both worlds. Try it, and you will love the gains. So now it's your turn to join the conversation. Do you jive with my perspective, or do you find yourself more on Team Athlean? Let me know in the comments, and if you have any questions, please let me know. Thor and Gumby. Thor is all big and muscular, and Gumby's like bendy and stretchy. You don't know Gumby? I think it's an American thing. You don't either. That's why that joke fell flat. You guys are like... Or imagine this. Imagine walking up to Chuck Norris. Sorry. You missed all the Chuck Norris jokes? Oh my God. I'll show you afterwards.